Please welcome to the Artist Advocate. I'm your host, Althea Rene, and where we talk about all things music. Today's guest, we have producer, keyboardist, writer, and tripping and rhythm artist, Chris BigDog Davis. How you doing?
What's up, Althea? What's going on?
I'm just happy to be able to talk to you today.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, I often when I'm talking to people that I think I know, and we work together, and I think we have a pretty good relationship. But then you always find out stuff that you didn't know. So
Right, exactly. That's right.
so
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how your musical background?
Well, my name is Chris Davis. They call me Big Dog. They call me Big Dog. I was in the Marine Corps, and I'm like 6'3", 285. So that nickname.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's been hanging around with me for a while. Started music at a very young age. At the age of 4, my parents was musical inclined. They was in the church, my mother and father. My father was in what you call like a quartet group, gospel quartet. And my mother was more of the choir director and stuff like that. So all that training was with me when I was young. They seen a little special gift in me at the age of 4, playing in church. And then we kind of took it from there. But that's where it started.
Wow. But see, you're not telling it all because there's a whole other side,
Oh yeah, well, there's a whole bunch of sides. I'm just trying to keep it, real quick and get to the point. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but the church is in me. I'm from the church, and my mother was very smart enough to see the talent and to get me into more of like reading music, get me into a school of music. So at a very young age. As they say, I'm like a prodigy or gifted child, you know what I mean? And that's all fine and well, but during life, whether you're gifted or not, still got to pay bills, right? So, so having a gift is okay. Yeah. And the gift will make room, but you still have to do other things. So, but my mother was smart enough to get me into reading music and going to schools and having private teachers, because with the gift, I can play anything I hear. I can play it in the church and everything. But the music teacher back in the school was like, wow, we get him into reading, understanding scales and all the notes and stuff like that. He's going to be real good. So my mother and my early teachers seen that type of thing in me.
So how did you start with performing, producing? What came first?
When I was a little kid, or now?
As you,
it was more playing. Brian McKnight was my first big gig. My good friend, God bless his soul, Ron Lawrence, guitarist from New Haven, Connecticut. He's the one that got me. He was a musical director for Brian McKnight back in the day. I think it was the Anytime tour. And I was a security guard at that point, trying to make ends meet. It had nothing to do with having a gift. I was married, had 4 young kids, so I had to go and make things work. You know what I mean? So I had to go to work. So I had my tight little uniform on, security guard with my fake cop hat. You know what I mean? So, but Ryan called me and said, "Hey, man, Joe, who was Brian McKnight manager, he said he's going to give you a call." I was like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight really gonna give me a call. I'm making $5 an hour, standing here with a tight uniform on. They're gonna call me. Well, they called, and as I say, the rest is history. From there, it just went on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I give kudos to my man Ron Lawrence and Brian McKnight. So that started my performing on,
Okay.
keyboards, kind of playing out and stuff like that.
So who was your first person that you remember actually producing and um,
The first one was Phil Perry. Phil
oh
Perry.
wow, come on
Phil,
now.
Phil,
That's, you know.
Phil Perry gave me the call, and on that record, I was on what you call the Rhythm of Love tour.
Okay.
And back in that day, on that tour was Phil Perry, Will Downing, Gerald Albright, and God
Mm.
bless her soul, Vanessa Williams. So
Wow.
I was what you call second keyboard player. The MD was Mark Mancello,
Okay.
and I was playing Second Street. I was just coming off that Brian thing, and Ron Lawrence hooked me up with this Rhythm of Love tour. He told Will, he's like, "Hey man, you gotta go check out my boy. He just came
Yeah.
off the Brian McKnight tour." So
Yeah.
so it was 4 artists at one time. So
Mm.
doing that tour, I figure out what I want to do. I was like, I want to be a producer. I want to produce all these people. So
Okay.
that's when it all.
Oh wait, I lost you a little bit. Wait, I lost you.
So
Okay.
that,
Okay.
yeah, my phone was ringing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So that's when everything started coming together as a producer, and I said I'm going to produce all these artists, and I did. Every
So what would you
last one
say
of them.
your role, the role of a producer? Because this is from the artist advocate point of view, the independent
Right.
artist that doesn't, really know how things work. So, as an independent artist who approaches a producer and says, "Hey, I want you to produce,"
Right. There's many levels. Like my levels go back to the Quincy Jones, the David Foster. I mean, those are like legendary producers.
hmm
Producers now, it's a little different, but like the steps of that back in the day, a producer would produce the records. You know what I mean? The
right,
whole record, and
a record.
the company, whatever company the artist is signed to, would pick the producer, not the artist. The record company
Yeah.
picks the producer, and to handle all of that. The producer handles everything. What musician is going to be up there nowadays? Artists produce. You know what I mean? It's a very open field as far as so for me, where I'm at, my producing now, I call it more of balancing the artist. I'm there if the artists need me as a producer. Nowadays, like the artists that I produce, we're actually doing it together, because the artists now know what they want. They have to go, I hear this, or this musician up there. So it's more of a combination now. But back in the day, a producer used to produce. He picks, or she picks everything, and the record company picks the producer, not the artist.
But is there a criteria, say if someone approaches you and says, "Hey, I got all my own music and I just want you to produce all my music," and is that something that you would be, for me, I already know the answer, but I'm not asking for me.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. That is my thing, is to produce. I've just put on this new hat in becoming an artist, signing with Trippin' and Rhythm Records, right? I was like, I ain't no artist, but in our own way, and I say like this.
You
Quincy
are.
Jones, I knew you were gonna say that.
You
Quincy Jones, great producer, right? And
Right.
then when he started really after the Michael Jackson, he did his own record, Back
Yeah.
on the Block. That type of thing, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
where I'm coming from. I mean, not like that I'm Quincy Jones or Back on the Block, but this record, After Storm, I did is kind of like that. I got a bunch of artists and stuff up there. So I would say, yes, I'm an artist, and people can approach me. I love producing. I'm producing Jasmine Gent new record coming out. So
Mm-hmm.
she actually asked me to produce the whole record. Now, usually I don't produce the whole record. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I do maybe 3 or 4 songs of my originals
because
or
that's a
something
lot
like
of
that.
work. That is a lot of work in terms of conceptually.
It's a lot of work. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I ain't never did a whole
Oh,
record. But I love Jasmine. So as I said earlier, for me as a producer, now it's just more balancing the
yeah,
artist. It's not like put this up here. I let the artist make their decision. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And I'm there to comfort. Well, hey, Big Dog, what do you think about this? And then I give my analogy, I give my opinion, and
yeah.
then we go back and forth. For me now as a producer, it's not like this is going to be this way and this is the way I hear it.
Yeah.
It's not like that. For me, it's
But
not
do
like
you
that.
enjoy co-writing on projects, or does it matter to you?
Yes, I love staying home, Althea. I, I wake up every day and it's like Swiss beats. It's like Timberland. I make beats every day. Every
Yeah,
day, an artist call, hey, Big Dog, I'm looking for a song, and I just ship it off. That's what I love.
yeah,
That's my thing there, man. So far as producing and like writing songs, creativity every day,
yeah.
I love it. That's who I am. Playing out, I don't like that no more.
Well, the thing about it is that people say, "Oh, it must be so exciting that you go from city to city." And I think, well, if you didn't have to sit in the airport and hope your flight is on time, and not eat and be tired
Uh,
because you have to get up at 2 a.m., on both ends.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know. I see it on social media and I put safe travels to all the musicians, everybody, safe travels. But depending on what one is looking for in their career, that's what has to happen, or you have to make ends meet. So
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely difficult. What projects are you most proud of? And what are you working on? Well, you said you're working on Jasmine's project now?
yeah, I'm always working. I'm working on Marion Meadows' new record. I got, it's just so much stuff. My new record, I can't even think of the people. There's so much stuff going on. I scored a documentary film with Selena Albright. It's called Tomato Soup. That's out
Oh,
now with Michael Collier.
okay.
Her husband did that. So
Uh-huh.
we did the scoring. Now I love that.
Okay.
Scoring films, and I do a lot of like scoring films. I just did a Pequot Indian reservation up here. I
Mm-hmm.
scored a documentary for them. So those my type of things. One thing I never get a chance to acknowledge that I forget how old I was, but I performed in Carnegie Hall. I think I had to be like 23 or 24 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
got called from a professor in Waterbury, my hometown.
Okay.
And I forget the artist was, but she was singing gospel. And they wanted me to play keyboard behind that. So that was huge. And they
Wow.
got pictures of me in front of Carnegie Hall, and I played there. So I always forget that, but
Well, you'll
I'm
have to
kind of
post that on a Throwback Thursday. I would love to see that.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna see no picture of Big Dog back in the day. They'd be like, for real?
What was out? Would you have
Yeah,
dreads or?
no, I had, yeah, it was a little different.
It was different.
Music, yeah, musicians, how we dressed back
Oh
then,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
we was out of control.
Well,
You
I
know
had
what I
the
mean?
Detroit hair, so I had a whole bunch of hard waves.
Oh, really?
I got some
Yeah,
crazy pictures.
yeah. I look like, I don't know. I had like I was a Black Panther. I had like a red tam hat on. I'm like, is that me for real? Like, okay. That's what you was feeling. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
interesting.
Well, I have to say that I really enjoyed working with you. You were like phenomenal, just your talent and how you think. And you just drew so many different aspects of my playing and talent. Um, I was playing things that I had never even played. So,
Oh yeah, it's and it's all in us. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's all that. All those scales, all those gifts, all those melodies are in all of us. You know what I mean? And sometimes it takes certain individuals or a certain moment, a certain song, a certain
yeah,
vibe to bring it out. You know what I mean? But it's good when they come out and they connect together. It's a beautiful feeling.
yeah. So the last few years you've been doing the women's thing with Burks, and I think that's just been phenomenal. And we're doing it again this weekend.
Yeah, this is the it'll be number 3. It's the
Okay.
third, yeah. So when I speak about that, I go the first year we did jazz. I had like Patty Austin and stuff like that, and
Okay.
the second one was like Regina Bell, and so this year I want to do more of like a Broadway type of thing. So so that's my just the first half of it,
Okay.
and yeah, we're looking forward to that, and we're so excited, always to have you,
Well,
and
thank you.
and Jeanette Harris, the
Yeah.
Queen of Soul. I'm like, hey
Yeah.
John, let's get those queens, man. Woo!
Yes, we're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got one more question for you though, because of this whole AI thing, and
yeah.
yeah, and how do you think that this is going to impact the music industry? And yeah,
Althea, interesting.
yeah, I'm
it's
not.
uh, it's very somewhat scary,
Hmm.
right? It puts on that form. It puts on our new digital age of the world and society we living in. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting factor. I see it working on from the computer, but they also have it in music. I've seen it on the native software. They got AI native software like dealing with vocals, and you can hum on a microphone. Then you can go
Hmm.
put Beyonce vocal up there, and then it makes it sound like Beyonce. So it's really, 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 really interesting
Yeah.
stuff. Not only just for music, but it's just like where the world is going. So it's
I think,
interesting.
yeah, and I think the biggest thing is that as a society that we don't seem to care where
No,
the music comes from or what's real and
no.
what's not.
No, we way past that. We way past the warriors, Earth, Wind, and
Yeah,
Fire, Sun Gods, Patrice Rushen, Spiral Gyra,
yeah,
Yellow Jackets, like that type of music, man.
yeah,
That
yeah,
stuff is gone,
yeah,
gone. Yeah,
yeah,
it's gone, and I don't think it's going. Our music, what we do, I mean, we're still here, but like I said, it's taking so many huge steps right now above us right
yeah,
now, for our music, and
right.
the categories of where we at, we don't have no category no more. What
No,
category? I don't even know what category I'm at. That's
no,
why I just do music now.
just do it. But I
I
think,
just have to do.
yeah, I think the main thing that the last stand for us as artists is live, because
Yes,
you see
yeah,
us playing
yeah.
live, and there's nothing that can duplicate that live on stage.
And that's why when you be those delayed flights, those people need to recognize once you get there, they need to stand up on their feet so they can see you, right? Because they
That's
see you live and knowing what you have to go through
Yeah,
for them to, for them and for you to receive this. Just not now, that's just for live, just to play live, because
yeah,
that is what is going to withstand more than AI, because AI can't get up there live.
no, No.
You see, they can't do that yet. They might figure out a way, but right now, no, they have to have the real Althea up there, and that's what it takes when flight delays, can't eat, and all that stuff, and then to see those people out there in the audience enjoy that music and what you bring to them, it
Yeah.
makes it worthwhile.
Well, we're gonna do our thing this weekend, and
Oh
thank
yeah,
you
we're
so
gonna
much.
shake the roof. We're gonna shake the roof.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
I'm looking forward. So
yes,
thank
sir.
you
We're
for
gonna have a
taking
lot of
out the
fun.
time today. I know you got a busy schedule, and I'm gonna let you get back to it. And I will see you this weekend.
All right, and thank you so much, and thank you, Luther, and thank you so much for thinking of me. I appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys, and we're gonna rock the house this week.
All right, sounds good. Hey, this is your girl Althea Rene, and I'm hosting my first Smooth Jazz Cruise, and I hope to see you there. Foster Perry Travel presents Jazz on the Water, October 13th through October 20th. We will rock the high seas with my musical guest, the saxophone sensation discovered by Prince, B.K. Jackson, and James Lloyd, the keyboard killer from Pieces of a Dream. We'll also be dancing the night away with Houston's line dance leader, Janice My Style Davis. We sail on Royal Caribbean's new luxurious cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas, from Port Canaveral, Florida, visiting the beautiful East Caribbean, docking in Coco Cay, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. Get your cabins now at AltheaReneJazzCruise.com.